What's good, everybody? Everybody, please welcome in my guy Jasha. He was your typical tradie from Australia, and now he's a remote closer for a business. Now, introduce yourself, bro. What you were doing before ABC, what was like before ABC, and just a little story about you, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. And yeah, pretty much before ABC, I was bouncing around between a couple of different things. Was in uni, but then mainly was stuck in a trade doing
Mm,
car detailing. Some people might say iffy, but technically it's a trade. So I was doing that. It was sort of my own business with my brother. We were doing that. Thought it was the shit. And I
mm,
thought it was cool. You working for yourself, but then literally one afternoon, we're stuck in 9 to 5 traffic, and it's just like, okay, is this really it? You know?
mm,
It's sort of just the exact same thing, except we're working for ourselves now. And it was just a
yeah,
lot of the same stuff. Literally, wake up early, up 5 most mornings, out all throughout the day in the sun. Like you just get knackered, especially in Australia. You come
yeah,
home and you just don't have energy for anything,
yeah.
whether it's for the gym, whether it's for family. And I didn't have a missus at the time, but I know some of my mates definitely did as well. And I sort of all went through those hardships. And then yeah, looked into ABC. I'd been seeing a lot of people making money online. Sort of deciphered out, okay, these ones are way too good to be true.
Mm,
They're saying fucking sign up to this and you'll make 10K tomorrow. Like that doesn't make any sense. So I just really looked through things and took my time in a sense of okay, looking at things that actually have some legitimacy behind them
mm,
and are actually giving you something that you can use in other aspects, even if it wasn't anything online.
yeah,
And then sort of looked at things for a while, which honestly, looking back on it, I looked at things for too long
mm,
because it's sort of like, shiny object syndrome. You look at all these different things. Whereas if you just had started something, it's
yeah,
gonna work out if you just had started something. But yeah, that was sort of a brief overview of where I was at, sort of
mm,
where I was looking at things, and then yeah, ABC.
yeah. 100%, bro. I mean, you talking about, you were a car detailer, you're running your own business with your brother, but it was also being in the same cycle over and over. You get drained out. You wouldn't have time for, if you had a partner, family, doing the things that really matter. Didn't
Mm,
have really time for that. But something that I really want to touch base on what you just talked about, bro, was the fact that you were looking at all these other things about getting started, but you just never took action, bro. I mean,
mm,
talk to the people about that and why you would probably take that back and probably just get started straight away.
yeah. So I mean, for me, first thing I looked into was drop shipping. Who doesn't? Like that's always the default.
Yeah.
I was doing like stuff on Etsy, trying to do that, try by myself, made like $60, and I was like, sweet. I actually made some money by myself. I thought it was gonna be rich. Next thing you know, you just get stuck in the same spot, not doing anything. And
Mm,
then it's just a constant looking game. I literally looked for, I believe, 3 months, 4 months maybe, with things. Found ABC, did a lot more research on that, knew exactly everything that entailed. I knew that, taught sales, taught marketing, things like that, saw the possibilities for other people. And I knew what was possible with it, but I still literally sat with my hands on my ass
mm,
for 5 months and did nothing about it. And I look back on it now and it's so clear now, but it's hard to see in the moment. But I literally wasted 5 months.
yeah.
I came across ABC in December of 2023.
Yep.
Might have even been late November, and I started in May of 2024.
Yeah.
So a big difference. But literally in those 5 months, everything was the exact same.
Mm,
Bank account said the exact same. Workload increased at work, and personal life, I'm pretty sure, decreased. I started going to the gym less because my body started getting more tired.
mm,
I didn't start eating as good.
right.
Diet started getting progressively worse. So
Yeah.
looking back on it, it really was just nothing got better. Things probably got worse.
Mm,
And if I just had have started 5, almost 6 months before I actually did,
yeah.
who knows where I would have been in that sense. Because
Exactly.
6 months, 5, 6 months, that's a lot of
Mm,
time. That's really a lot of time,
yeah.
which I don't think a lot of people actually realize. Now, especially if they're young. I mean, I started this when I was 19. I
Mm,
believe you started when you were like 18 or something. Like
yeah.
people always go, yeah, sweet. Like I got so much time. It's like, yes, if you use it to your advantage, you do.
Yeah.
But if you use it as your excuse as to not to start things or
Mm,
a bit of like a comfort pillow to not start things, then it's going to be your demise because you're going to get to the point where you're like 25, 26, 27. That point, you're engaged, you fucking got a wedding coming up, you got all this shit
yeah.
coming up. And it's like, where's all that time going? And now you're locked into something, and it's like you wasted it all. So
Yeah.
obviously that wasn't the case, but even just look back on it, 5, 6 months, that was, in complete honesty, just a waste of time.
Mm. And like the fact that you bring that up, I also myself, wasted like 3 or 4 months on getting started. And that's the main thing I always tell people. It's like, just don't think, just start because you learn along the way. But when you put something off, you procrastinate and you constantly procrastinate. And then it's 5 months, 6 months down the line, you could have just got started, but
Mm,
you just always told yourself. And I always use this analogy. It's like the locked door analogy. So you have everything you want is on the other side, right? Money, the freedom, whatever it is, you have the key in your right hand to unlock that door, right? But you're also telling yourself, don't open it, don't do this, don't do this. But you also have the power to say, open it, because that's everything that you want is on the other side, right?
mm,
So, like, what do you feel like costed you, that 5 to 6 months of not getting started? Because I talked to a bunch of people and they're like,
mm.
oh, I wish I got started, blah, blah, blah. What do you feel like it costed you, and what would your advice be to them to get started in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good question. A lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, I wasted this," but doesn't actually look like what was the reason or the
Mm,
things like you said, that it costed you. So for me, it honestly, obviously, it was time. There's
yeah,
no way around that, but it was just knowledge.
yeah,
Like, only way you're gonna learn things is by putting in time with it.
yeah.
Or, look at people for the gym, for example. If someone just starts when they're young, they might be doing stuff wrong, but at
Mm,
least they're making a start compared to someone who goes, nah, I want to wait till I fucking hit all my testosterone and whatnot. And then they get in the gym. Like, you're obviously going to see more results if you start earlier.
yeah.
Similar thing with this. So I definitely just costed myself progress. And when it comes with this in this field, that's money as well.
Mm,
And a lot of people, there's always that debate, does money buy happiness? Blah, 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 blah. Yes and no, but like if you have money, then you can buy back your time,
mm,
and now you can use it how you want. Whether it's spend time with family, whether it's go to the gym, whether it's do stuff you want to do. So I definitely costed myself money, and in that sense,
mm.
time to do what I want to do, time to spend with the people I want to spend it with as well. That
Yeah.
was definitely the biggest thing for me because it's almost like nothing's always going straight up like that.
Mm,
But it helps if you start something. If you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
start something, the graph never gonna show anything. Whereas if you
Mm,
start, at least you're having ups and downs. And if you look at the point where he started and then where you are, more out what could have been that 5, 6 months in,
mm,
it should have been like this. Instead, it was like that.
yeah,
So I costed myself a lot.
yeah,
And yeah, looking back on it, it's just I wouldn't say a regret in a sense because it's taught me stuff now.
yeah,
Like, don't put stuff off.
yeah,
But I guess words to advice to other people. Don't allow that to happen to you.
yeah.
Look at what happened to other people.
Mm,
You know, look at when people wanted to get in the gym, for example. They're like, oh, so they see some guy with a big chest, bro. What'd you do to get a big chest? They ask that same logical thing there. What did you do to get to that?
mm,
All right, sweet. I'll listen to you. But then when it's something like this, all right, what did you do to get that? All right, I did this. And what did you do to not get that? All right, don't do this. But people just
mm.
go, nah, I'll take my own word for that. Which, when you think about it, makes no
No
sense.
sense.
You
Yeah.
know? But yeah, that's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, and it's like you broke it down pretty well, especially talking about the progress, right? I mean, talk about the progress of why ABC and like
Hmm.
talk about I know you're looking at a bunch of different ones, but I mean, why ABC and what has ABC done for you since, choosing ABC, bro?
Hmm. Biggest thing I say is skill set.
Mm,
With sales, with marketing, you compare that with anything.
mm,
A lot of the friends that I've made in ABC, now lifelong friends,
mm,
they've taken the skills they've learned and either put it back into a field they were already in. Some guys I've known who were doing personal training.
mm,
I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but like the gyms actually charge personal trainers for using the gym. And I was like, what the fuck? And they were making no money doing that. So they took these skills with the sales, with the marketing, took it online,
mm.
and now they're making some pretty good money that way. So it's
Damn.
not even all just completely quitting the things that they're doing and replacing your 9 to 5 bullshit. It's like, okay, you have these skills, now you can do what you want to do with them.
Mm,
Whether it is continue to scale up in the field you're in or do something completely different.
yeah.
Because the other things that I did look into, the drop shipping, there was some like water filter shed, all that other random stuff. It's like, what is it actually teaching me?
Mm,
You know, if I was doing drop shipping and randomly all of a sudden one day my store got taken down. All right, now I know how to make a store, but who's to say the product that I chose before that was making me money wasn't just out of luck?
mm.
who's to say I could luck out again and do that? So that sort of ruled it out for me. And then the other stuff, it's like, okay, if anything's guaranteeing you a get rich quick thing, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm,
So it just all came down to the skills
yeah,
because the amount of effort you put into it is the results you're going to get out
yeah,
with any type of skill. Now, I'm big on sports. I always use like those sport analogies. Now, if you're going to the gym or you when I want to get good at basketball, the more hours you put in, the better you're going to become.
exactly.
It's not just, pay the best coach
Mm,
and you don't do any work and you're going to get better. Makes no sense. So that was the biggest thing for me in terms of skills. I
mm,
guess what's been able to do for me, I wasn't the best talker before, learning things. There's no way I could jump on a call with random people with closing and whatnot
mm,
and just be able to hold a conversation and help people realize things of themselves. I can never do that before. And I used to have to do like public speaking in school. Literally would be
mm,
up on stage. My foot would be like smacking the floor because I was so nervous with things.
yeah,
So the big thing for me has helped was just communication. And then obviously taking these skills and making money through them from a phone, from a computer, but even putting back into the detailing business because that's something my brother had stuck with.
mm,
We were at the point when I was more trying to, phase out of the physical work with that. We're doing, 6, 7K a month, not much. At the moment now, being able to help with the sales, been help a bit with the marketing. Up to the point now, doing 20, 30K a month.
yeah,
I wouldn't say 30K just yet, but that's sort of that next milestone.
mm,
And we've been able to, employ leadership, get other people on as well. And that's something as well that I've learned through sales and the marketing, working in teams, running own teams,
mm,
things like that, which you never would even think about when you're first looking into something like this. All it is about money.
yeah,
But I don't know about you, but it opens up so many different avenues, so many different doors with the people you meet, the different skills you never thought you would have learned. It honestly, without glazing it, it honestly is like pretty endless with the things you can do with it because
yeah.
honestly, it comes back to the thing of being skills.
Like you said, bro, it's like the skill set, they're lifelong skill sets. Like you've been
Hmm.
able to help a person with fitness, right? He's now scaling his own fitness online now. Then you said
Mm.
your brother's business went from 6 to 7K. You implemented the leadership skills, the sales skills, the marketing skills. Now you guys are at like 20K a month, right? These skills are so valuable to the marketplace that you can apply it to any aspect in
Yeah.
any business. And that's why it's so important to tell people like you can go from zero to going to 20K a month in a detailing business, right? But you do need to get started. And I think that's the biggest thing that
Mm.
everyone gets the misconception. Like, how do I do this? How do I get that? It's like you don't get that if you don't start. So it's
Mm.
all about just getting started and putting action into it. So because of that, bro, do you have like more like time with family, time with friends, time doing things that really matter? Or do you feel like you're locked down on, your trade? Or do you feel like the skills you learn put you in a position where you have more time, you have more freedom, and ultimately what comes with that is being able to be present with family, being able to do things that really matter for you, bro.
Mm. I mean, in all honesty, like I'm just locked in my room like 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's sort of like you do really get to do what you want to do, whether it be those days where you really want to push towards more and
Mm,
you are more in front of the computer. You can do that. Or you can really set things out, have a proper schedule and work, 5, 6 hours a day.
mm,
Pretty chill in the morning, set it out, and you got all afternoon to do what you want.
mm.
You can have days where you completely take off. And obviously, with all of that, I guess flexibility, you can now do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You can now lay out when you want to work, how long you want to work for, and in that sense, dictate how much money you want to make.
Mm,
So I would say yes, definitely to all those. Can spend more time with family, can take them to do things we want to do. And we went to Canada in January and was able to make some money there.
yeah.
Hit the slopes, hit the snowboarding, come back, take a few calls. Nothing hectic, but still better than having to be, on the tools,
Mm,
cleaning cars. That just couldn't happen with another job. So yes, definitely everything. And you know, and just be scared to think of what things would have looked like if I still had kept pushing things off.
yeah.
Say now I hadn't even started, it would have just been more of the same. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like you guys heard it here first. He's gone from a tradie to learning the skills to becoming a closer to helping his brother's business get to, 15, 20K onwards to 30K a month. Also, his fitness guys gone from, getting charged as a personal trainer to running his own thing online, right? So these skills, these leadership skills can transfer to all aspects, right? And I think the main thing is like, what if you did get started 6 months ago? You know, not 6 months ago now, but like the six
Mm,
months you did get started then. How far do you feel like you would get to where you want to be? It's like the question everyone asks is that. And the question that most people come to me about, like, how do you do it? How do you do it? Just get started. Learn
exactly.
along the way. And once you learn along the way, you realize you make mistakes, but you're also learning off other people's mistakes. And
Mm,
that's the reason why I would say I chose ABC because it's like they've made all the mistakes. They've experienced everything that we haven't yet. So they're gonna fast track our progress to get to where we want to be. I mean, do you
mm.
feel like that's the same for you as well?
100%. People are always waiting for the perfect time to start,
Mm,
but don't understand that you just need to make the perfect time.
mm,
Like a lot of people don't understand. They don't want to put the blame on themselves for anything. But everything that happens to you really is your fault,
yeah.
as harsh as it sounds. And once again, in the gym, if you're overweight, but you bought a gym membership, but you haven't used it in the gym, whose fault is that? It's yours. You know? Even if something tragic happens in your family or your work and whatnot, it's up to you and how you react to that.
Mm,
You can either be the victor or the victim of whatever situation you're in. But nobody really wants to look at themselves and put the blame on themselves.
yeah.
And that's something that I didn't do.
Yeah.
Wishing I did now. But,
Mm,
if I did, you really realize that you have the power to change anything.
yeah.
You're not going to fucking be able to fly or whatnot, but you can have that power to go, okay, sweet. I'm not happy where I am. It's my
Mm,
fault. But that also means now I can choose a different path.
yeah.
Almost like
Facts.
in a V in a sense. You're sort of here. Here's where I continue to go down. Here's a new path. The further you get along this one, the harder it is to jump across.
Mm,
So it's just choosing that perfect time.
100%.
Making yourself that guarantee in a sense where it's like, okay, I'm back myself. Let's do this. Because if I don't, I know I'm just going to end up in the exact same spot.
100%. And it's like that analogy that we always use. It's like you have two people. Do you like the skill? Because like when people say I don't have the money, it's like,
Mm,
do you like the skill because you don't have the money, or do you like the skill of just not having money issues in
mm,
itself, right? And it's like once you have the skill set and you know that what ABC provides is that skill set, you know now how to make money. You know now how
exactly.
to become that person. And if you just get started, I mean, that's the main message about this is just about getting
Mm,
started. And what would have happened if you did get started? But I appreciate you jumping on, bro. I mean, that pretty
appreciate
much
you having
wraps
me.
up everything that, it's a live case study here, live student interview, and just seeing the progress of you, bro, has been a huge, just a testimonial to how consistent and how confident and convicted you are with everything. It's a true testimonial, bro. And you're only going to keep going up and up. And I really appreciate your time, bro. But I'll let you leave with your final words and your final message to the team, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, pretty much just encapsulating everything we've been saying is if you want to start something like this, you just got to be clear on
Hmm.
why you're starting. A lot of people just say, yeah, bro, I want to drive a Lamborghini in 6 months' time. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Hmm.
No? Yeah, it really does come down to you. So that's what I'd say. If you're someone who's wanting to start, commit to yourself. Listen to that voice that's in the back of your head
Hmm.
telling you you can do more
Yeah.
because you really can. We're all the
100.
same. We're not really too different.
Yeah.
We've all got two eyes, we've all got two legs, we've all got a brain.
Yeah.
But what separates those that you see on social media or you just see in real life
Facts.
and they're successful? The only thing that
Yeah.
separates them is they either have a different skill set. All right, sweet. It's a skill set. Now all it is you learning the same skill sets.
Hmm.
And it's just up to you then to put in the work and get there. So yeah, that'd be my final words closing off.
Hmm.
But I appreciate you having me and it was good jumping on.
All good, bro. I appreciate those last words and look forward to seeing you run it up, bro. But I'll catch you guys later, and it was good having you on, bro. Peace.
Appreciate it. Later.